Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bedtime Stories with me. Today, we're going to do things very differently. I'm going to tell you a real life story instead of the usual heartwarming, fluffy story to take lesson from, okay? So this happened about a week ago. A good friend of mine, someone that I used to coach, called me up crying, sobbing, and she says, "May, help me. I do not know what to do. I'm not strong enough for this. My brother just attempted suicide. He is okay now, but I have to move in with him and I'm not prepared to face all these changes despite everything else that's happening around my life." I calmed her down, coached her through a few sessions, and she revealed the entire story to me. So what happened was her brother got retrenched by his company, a company that he has worked with for 12 years. And it was done in a very bad manner. It wasn't a very amicable parting. The company just decides to declare to cease operation, and all the employees were let go with minimum compensation. So while legally they got away, emotionally the staffs, especially my friend's brother, couldn't accept the reality that he's facing. And due to extreme stress over the past couple of months, and he has a special needs child as well, maybe the guilt of not being able to provide for the child anymore, many different circumstances push him to do what he did. But today is not to talk about suicide. Today is to talk about how do we take learnings and how do we arm ourselves from a story like that. My friend's story is not a unique one. There will be more of these stories to come as situation becomes worse, as more people are being retrenched from their job very suddenly. So I went on researching what else can I do. I am a certified coach by ICF, and therefore I thought I can provide free coaching services. I've already initiated that. But besides that, I'm also thinking I already have a platform called Bedtime Stories with May here, and instead of continuing just the bedtime stories, why don't we turn that into some positive messages, some tools that you can use to reflect and re-strategize if you are like one of those who have got retrenched or who have a big change in your life recently. Okay, so tonight's bedtime is going to be a heavy reflection. Okay, a heavy reflection to the core of many different areas of your life. But this is important so that once you have full clarity of who you are, what you want, what your strengths are, you will have that confidence to battle on the coming tough months. Okay, a great way for us to keep ourselves motivated is to really ask ourselves very provoking questions. What keeps us inspired? What is holding us back? The powerful questions will actually help us learn more about ourselves, remind ourselves of the purpose, and find clarity in what our goals are, so that when we have all these obstacles, we can overcome and hopefully we can conquer them successfully. But what I realize is many people fear confronting these following questions. I'm sure when I review the questions later, many of you will be like, "Oh man, May, why such heavy questions before bed?" But again, these are very necessary questions to ask yourself daily, periodically, so that you can boost your motivation. Okay, I got these lessons all from Tracy, and he says that goals in writing are actually dreams with deadlines. So that's why I felt it's suitable for me to use for my bedtime stories, because I want everyone to start having dreams with deadlines, not just dreams that you forget after you wake up from your slumber. So you can ask these questions daily. I'm going to go through the few questions, but most importantly, you have to be perfectly honest when you answer it yourself. You can PM me and talk to me about your questions if you want, but most importantly, you need to answer this very honestly yourself. There's no right or wrong answer to it. You need to write down the answers because you want to refer back to them. So you can refer it as a motivation boost as well, a much needed motivation boost during this very difficult time. Okay, I'm going to break down altogether. I think there are 15 questions, so I'm going to break this down into several different episodes. So for today's episode, to ease you slowly into the mindset of reflecting before bedtime, first question is, who do I want to be? Okay, who do I want to be? Is where you are in your life now exactly where you want to be? Well, if it is, then great, congratulations, But ask yourself, who do you want to be, and take time to think how you can get there. So you can list down a few scenarios in your mind. Who is the future self that you aspire to be? Okay. The next question that you need to ask yourself is, what would it take for me to be perfectly happy? So if you're not happy with who you are now, if you're not happy with what you're doing now, if you're not happy with how circumstances is now, how environment has changed you now, ask yourself, so what would it take to make you happy? Is it really just money? Just give you a lot of money and you will be happy, all problems will go away? Sometimes the answer is a smaller thing, and sometimes the answer can be a bigger thing, but it's entirely up to you, no judgment. Even if you want to say money will make me happy, then go for it. As you go through the different questions, you can come back and change your answer to this as well. Okay. Thirdly, the third question is, how do you define success? What does success means to you? In your mind, what would make you successful? There are so many different definitions of success, but what success means to you? Does success mean money? Does success mean happiness? Does success mean health, power? What does success mean to you personally? So these three questions are very related, okay? The next two questions is, what do I want most in life? So let's say if you want to wave a magic wand, whether you can make a magic wish or a genie in the lamp, what would you wish for? What is that one thing you want most in life? When you realize that, you write down what you want most, your brain will actually start thinking of ways to help you get there, to that point where you want that thing really badly. Yeah? And the last and most important question for tonight is, what am I most grateful for? We are all motivated by things that make us grateful. So when we give thanks, we break that pattern of negativity that blocks us, which is why I've always ended my episode of Bedtime Stories with May with a gratitude exercise. So question number 5 today is the most important for us. What are you most grateful for? Okay, so and give thanks for those moments that you are grateful for. So 5 questions for your bedtime today. Is not a nice light children's story anymore. Today is quite a heavy reflection, but I hope you take this journey with me, because there will be more questions to come in the next few episodes that would really help you relieve your stress and help you gain more confidence as you navigate through these very tough times. Okay. With that, my friends, I bid you good night, happy reflecting, and see you tomorrow in another episode of Bedtime Stories with me. Bye!